Welcome in our creation.
Welcome.
We are sitting in our creation. It's crazy, but we are. We manifested something which really is, what is it?
A million times better than we could ever imagine.
Million
though
times.
we manifested it. Because like we're here now for 2 weeks, and probably 4 weeks ago we were not in a really good place.
We were not. We lived in my apartment, my little tiny room with my mom in the same house, and my sister with her kids,
we had our own room,
and weird partners was living downstairs, and it all was covered with this blanket of discommunication, and I could do anything, I could change anything. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, you can do anything in this 3D reality to change it. You can hire hitmen, you can plan and obsess and control and predict, and you will never change it until you change your energy. And we were changing our energy before, and gradually we stayed there for 4 years with some breaks to when we traveled to Southeast Asia, or when we were almost half year in Switzerland, or two months in Croatia and so on. But last year we were there whole year, I guess, and it was gradually, the energy was building up, so we had to leave because it was just, my body wasn't responding well. I couldn't sleep. I was sweating at night. It was so much stress and nerves, and all the old circuits in the brain were totally worn out already. And it was, we had to leave because in order to keep healthy and so on. And it was really challenging time because we had nowhere to go. We had no place to stay. We basically didn't have our home. You know, we don't have a home yet in 3D, but in this reality, and we had to leave. And I don't know,
go?
And I always obsessed, and I was trying to always 4 years in a row, every week or so, when I was crying, what my mother told me again, even though I did amazing meditations and I tuned into new energy and I did whatever it took. Anyways, the environment is sometimes so strong that you have to do something differently, and I was still searching for a flat or to rent or some rentals around the area and so on. And then one day I was just like scrolling or Airbnb, and I saw this place here, and it was affordable, and it was almost the price of the space which we would rent out around my living area, or our
which then doesn't have any kitchen or
you would have
furniture.
to equip it, and no furniture, nothing. Here it's fully equipped, of course, or at least for some shorter stay, like a month or so. I found this photo of this
alpine cottage,
and I'm like, all right, but it's 7 hours away from our home, or more than 7 hours, and how would we do it? We want to take care of the dog, and it's 1,300 meters high or so.
And we were living on 300 meters, so we were a bit concerned with the dog, how she would deal with the height,
because she's a bit older. She's dealing really well. She's just now hunting some insects in the garden. She behaves like a puppy now. And she's so funny. And I saw this, and I knew that it's nice, and I showed it to Raphael, and I let it go because I was still searching. You know, my mind wanted to search the normal accommodation for us because we are supposed to have our home. And then you said we go there, we go here.
Like, we could have already went 2 weeks earlier, but then I was still 1,300 meters in the beginning of spring. There was still snow here, it was still cold, so that was the reason why we postponed. We were still not sure with Luna how she will do. We have never taken her on such a long ride,
so we didn't know that. And we knew that in my home, when we had a little tiny room to share and shared bathroom with my mom and shared kitchen, and we probably obviously were also giving her a lot and cleaning and everything, but at the same time, and paying rent, but at the same time I think she also needed her space and we needed our space, especially we, because it was turn the lights off and you know, all these things, like we have to do wood because we had a wooden heating system in the house, so they had to bring the wood with the truck, and we had to fold it, and then we had to let it dry, and then we had to load it into this fireplace and
to heat up the whole house.
And it was a really long process, and we were out of wood and we were about to stop heating, even it was freezing cold in the house.
In the house it was like 15-16 degrees.
Yes, and it's
outside it's also like 15-16 degrees, so it's like on this border, shall we heat, shall we not heat? And because there was not enough wood, they didn't want to heat.
Yeah. And I had it my whole life. We didn't heat enough and we always saved and everything, and
then when you hang the laundry and want to dry the laundry, it just stays wet.
It takes like 4 or 5
days.
days and it's still never dry. So because of us, we were packing and we needed to heat the house, and we had a nice weekend of heated house, but we decided that we will go. We decided we will go here because I didn't want to go because we had certain responsibilities which we wanted to get rid of. We had Invisalign braces, if you know that, and we had appointments, and we had some other appointments about, I don't know what it was about,
Chinese medicine
and stuff like that. And to that doctor it's really hard to get, it's like impossible to get there, so it's great to go there if you have some health problems. And the health problems are usually created by environment which you live in, so it's vicious cycle again. So we decided someday that we really have to make change, and I was so uncomfortable that I said yes.
Because it's also, we go there and then what? Okay, so we book it for a month and then what?
Then what?
We don't want to go back.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
We don't want to go back to the old life. We want to have a new life.
I wanted to have a permanent change. And I couldn't figure it out from the level of energy I was in. I couldn't make the change.
No chance.
If you don't have what I learned, and maybe it will help also to you, if you don't have enough energy, you can't make good decisions. You just have to make decisions outside. You have to make a decision about change, and it's enough.
Just one step.
Yeah, just one step, because it's really tough to make normal energy related decisions. You will always make limited decisions.
And you would want to make a decision that covers you for the next few years. You want to hold on to something and have certainty. Okay, I now go away from this environment, which is not good for me, into this, and here I know I'm safe, and for the next 5 years I don't have to do anything or whatever. But it's not possible. You just have to make one step.
And why was it so hard? I can talk about it in other video if you would be interested in why it was so hard, such a hard situation. But now it's enough to say that my body wasn't having enough energy. I wasn't sleeping well, I wasn't digesting well for a really, really long time. Almost, I could say, years. And still living in survival, it robs you of this possibility view. You don't see possibilities when you are in survival. You have to move into the higher energy to see more than you just narrow focus on something and have to get it and have to have it, and that's your day, And so we decided that I was just so pushed to the corner, so I said yes, let's do that. This is our only option.
Before that, when we were in survival, and especially you were having really difficult time, we sometimes went for shorter trips, like 10 days, 1 week. We went away, and during this time you could restore, felt better. But then we were still going back to the same old environment like
and
before.
My body already started to be nervous like 3 days before we went back, that I will be nervous there.
And at the same time, still somehow you wanted to be there because there was your bed and like also some level of certainty, the dog, and
my family, which I love, you know, my family, which I love. But so I wanted to just say that it's a hard decision when you are in a... I just didn't have any other possibility than to say yes to this, because every other opinion or possibility which we chose to do instead of this here was not it. It was just, it was dark, and this was only thing which was like, yeah, let's do that. But it's really long traveling. Wow, there was a deer, no, or a
probably
huge
a bird.
Ooh, that's a big. That's a big bird. Wow. So even birds are huge here. And so when I was really stressed in my home, I started to tune into this because we wanted to create mind movie or sort of something like a vision board. And I was searching into calmness and peacefulness, or something like this kind of energy I wanted to feel. And I always said to Raphael, I don't know when it was last time I told him, or first time I told him, but it was that I loved to go to Alps, and I loved to be in Livigno, for example, because Livigno is also beautiful. And I loved the mountain view from the mountain top to the valley and on other mountains, and I love the snow, and it just really calms my soul, my heart, my body down when I look into the sea covered Alps, and it's just, and covered with sun as well, or
snow covered
and with the sun, you know. And it was so intense, and I really didn't have much to take, you know. I did not take, nothing was helping me. So when I was falling asleep, I was trying to calm me down with this image, you know. I was trying to feel how it would feel when I'm there, and it's happened so fast.
Now we are in the Alps, and I didn't even really notice, I didn't make the link, but she kept telling me since the beginning of the year, you know what I would love to do with you? I would love to be in spring with you in the Alps.
Let's go in April to, or March, no, March I probably would say, but April to the Alps when it was Easter. Easter was April, right?
Or yeah.
So I was like, let's go, it's still going to be amazing there. And I still wanted to go there, and it was just so feeling good for me. And I was tuning there, and I felt the peace. And
funny is that you say this, and you like tune into this potential, and we don't think about it anymore until we are here. Yeah, because I didn't link this cottage in the Alps as being in the Alps and actually like having mountains all around us and beautiful snow-covered mountain tops and everything. I didn't link it. And you know that we have all these beautiful walking trails. Of course we have it here in the Alps, but I didn't link it. And then it's like, you were telling me that you want to go in spring to the Alps. Yeah. There you go.
But I was
here we are.
I was just, you know, somebody who is connected to, with the heart, you know, with the soul, to something else, and they dream about it, it happens for them. But for me, I feel at home. I feel, for the first time in almost 40 years, I arrived, you know, It feels amazing. But don't look at me now.
No, we feel really so blessed and so grateful for this, and every day is just so wonderful, and we experience these different things. There's so much to do here, and we also have such a great time with our dog. It's the first time we took her on a trip, and she's enjoying it to the fullest with us.
Yeah, but I really didn't get there, and I don't know if my soul or the universe or something is just speaking somehow to me. Hey, first was this idea, let's go to Livigno, to Italy, mountainous area in Alps. I loved it there.
And we looked at apartments there, but they're very expensive. They're like
very much expensive. And then I was like just tuning into the energy, because I thought it will be enough for me to feel that energy. And then
you were not even attached to it, huh?
And then I'm getting up in the morning and I'm here.
Yes.
And I didn't know that it is it.
Yeah, that's funny that we don't make the link. And it is always in real life a million times better than you could imagine.
It's just I don't know if it is better or if it is just, I just went out yesterday. It was almost full moon. Today is full moon. It was like somebody turned on light and you could see everything, but black and white, because eyes don't distinguish colors, you know. And I was like,
at night, yeah.
Because you don't believe in a day that you're here, and at night everything is dark usually, but it was like that, and you could see everything, and it was just, I was just enjoying that moment.
And we also saw the moon coming up from behind the hill. You just saw it in the right moment.
We can put their photo.
We saw the moonrise.
Yeah.
Really miraculous.
Yeah.
Yes. So we needed to just take this one step to go here. We knew for 30 days we will be here in this beautiful cottage. And after that we had no idea what it's going to be. We didn't know. But I have learned this, that sometimes in order to create something greater you just have to take the first step, or always.
And we didn't we knew that it's going to be really cold here, it's going to rain, it's going to snow, and we will take the dog, and we didn't know how it's going to go with the dog, because, you know, she's older, she's going to be 12, and she had some health issues, and she still needs some care like all the time, and you know, we just did that. And now
and already in the past, when we wanted to take her somewhere, we were like, no, I think it is safer if we leave her in her known environment. And now she's since that moment she's again 4 years older or 3 years older. So we had to just decide, okay, we're taking her, and it's going to be great. We are not going to have any problems.
She looks like she has no problems. She looks like she has no problems at all. No. It's like she has absolutely. What's problem? What's problem? Yeah. So that's how she looks, right?
Yes. For me it was with our dog just the way, hey, we're taking her and it's going to be well. Like, I stopped all the thoughts, what if it doesn't work, like maybe I should check where's a veterinary nearby, and plan all these scenarios. No, it is going to go well, and that's how I approach it. That's the energy which I have. Yes.
Yeah, but you know, I'm sometimes humble about her.
Of course, yeah.
She's doing just amazing. She's just like absolutely no problem at all. And I know that the creation here is just, I feel like we can sleep, nobody's telling us anything, we don't have to do anything, we can just finally, you know, freely relax. For probably first time in my life I could relax here for 2 weeks already. It's just amazing. It's just totally new, and that's what I was wishing for. I couldn't even I couldn't even believe that this is possible. Yeah. And I very much recommend, if you have, because we always are like, I'm telling him something to do and he doesn't want to, he's resisting until he says yes, and then magic happens. And this happens also with me now. It happens both ways, but
somebody stays persistent and then the other one.
But it pushes, it pushes if you do the work, if you do meditations, and if you tune into your better you and better future, and if you want really more in life than to just live in fear and survival and
the same old environment.
And
you can't be meditating and staying in the same, like you can't move to a greater dimension and stay in the same environment. It will just kick you.
I think environment is okay. Somebody has a path that they change so much inside that the environment stays the same, but they have such a big transformation. But for me, in order to transform, I needed this now, because I just couldn't handle still the same inbuilt reactions and same old, you go somewhere and you know exactly what's going to piss you off, and make you mad or make you sad or guilty. The guilty feelings were the most, and you could just do whatever you can, but you are not going to satisfy people around you at all, ever. And and that's,
and this is now your life path or our life path, that we cannot be living in that place and move into our future.
It's just so we are feeling very blessed, and it's really, I didn't even connect it that I was tuning into this feeling to be here, and I'm actually appearing here. It's like I had some magic ring or magic stick and it just moved us.
Then you're here and you're sometimes thinking, am I really here?
That was what we were asking ourselves. We were asking ourselves when we got here.
Reality.
Are we really here?
Yeah.
Are we here? But we didn't know that it's the creation. We just were happy that we finally did some step in our life, and that we changed something, and that we actually moved here with our dog, and it took 7.5 hours of driving, or 8 hours of driving, and everything went amazing on that road, on that way. And we are really here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a story for you to be inspired about how you can create something, how you can move forward. Take the first step, and how the rest will show up.
Yeah, and how you don't lose hope, because I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I just really didn't see it. Sometimes I really felt like it's not really worth it to be here in this. It's not. And here I am, and I am feeling like, wow. Life is amazing. Sometimes it is amazing, and sometimes it's hard, just so it later can be amazing. So hope, or maybe even better if you can, faith, that it is going to get better, that it's going to move you forward well. See you next time. Like this? She's just chilling. She likes it here. She loves to be on the sun. That's why she's going to go to Croatia. Yes.